Welcome back, beautiful people of the world. I hope you all had a safe and happy Easter. Didn't drink too much like I did, still nursing a hangover, but hey, we gotta have fun, we only live once. Now, let's get straight into Challenge Rift 41. It is a Jade Harvester Witch Doctor this week, and it can be difficult if you don't understand the mechanics of the Jade Harvester's set. It's very, very important for this Challenge Rift. I'm going to make it super easy for you all. For those of you that are struggling with damage, or for those of you struggling to actually beat the time, listen to me, do what I do, and you're going to get your materials. It's not hard, this is quite easy. So, looking at the Jade Harvester's set, for 2 pieces you get, when Haunt lands on an enemy already affected by Haunt, it instantly deals 560 seconds worth of Haunt damage. Pretty handy, because we are going to be spamming Haunt quite a bit when we get into those elite packs and other dense packs. For 4 pieces, Soul Harvest gains the effect of every rune and has its cooldown reduced by 1 second every time you cast Haunt or Locust Swarm. Locust Swarm costs a lot of mana, so we're going to be using that sparingly, only when we're into a new pack. But we're going to be spamming Haunt, and that is what we're going to use to decrease the cooldown of Soul Harvest. And the most important of all is the 6-piece set bonus. Soul Harvest reduces damage taken by 50% for 12 seconds and consumes all of your damage over time effects on enemies, instantly dealing 1650 seconds worth of remaining damage. So anything affected by Locust Swarm and Haunt, once we go in there and just pop Soul Harvest, it's pretty much going to instantly kill everything. And this is what a lot of people don't get. They're spamming Haunt, they're doing Locust Swarm, they're not timing their abilities correctly, and they're not doing enough damage. So what we want to do is, when we get to an elite pack or a new dense pack, you want to cast Locust Swarm, spam Haunt for a little while, and then boom, cast your Soul Harvest, keeping in mind that there's a radius of Soul Harvest, so everything close to you is going to die, and you'll see the radius when you cast it. Very, very easy, but a lot of people just don't get the mechanics and have been failing. Let's have a quick look at Canon's Cube. The Furnace, we've got Quetzalcoatl, Ring of Royal Grandeur. Obviously, this player only has 5 pieces of the Jade Harvesters equipped, but he gets the 6-piece bonus because of the Ring of Royal Grandeur. The skills we're using: Locust Swarm, Wall of Death, Summon Zombie Dogs, Haunt, Soul Harvest, and Gargantuan. The passives: Midnight Feast, Grave Injustice, Creeping Death, and Pierce the Veil. So, just to recap really quickly, once we get into the Challenge Rift, cast your Zombie Dogs and your Gargantuan straight away. First thing, right off the bat. Then, once you get to the first Elite Pack or Dense Pack, you definitely want to cast Locust Swarm. Spam your Haunt several times and make sure enemies are affected by it. Keeping in mind that once you kill enemies, both Haunt and Locust Swarm will move on to other enemies, but if they're too far out, then you're going to miss them. So I always recast Locust Swarm and spam Haunt whenever I get into a new Elite Pack or a new Dense Pack that I'm going to kill. And basically what you want to do is just cast Soul Harvest when you're ready to kill the enemies that are nearby. Keeping in mind that there is a radius around you and it only kills enemies that are quite close to you. Now, we've also got Wall of Death, but I hardly use this. You can definitely use it for a bit of extra damage and to reduce the damage that you take. However, it's not squishy. It's pretty easy not to die in this. So you can use Wall of Death if you like. Give it a test, but you'll see that I hardly use it and I just go through rather quickly and easily. So, it's one thing to talk about it. Let's go on in and do it. If you're struggling with it, if you're still struggling after watching this video and you try to do all of the strategies that I've told you to do, then hit me up in the comments below and I'll try and help you there to the best of my ability. We'll find out what you're struggling with. Let's go on in and do this together. Alright, boom, we're in. Cast those pets that I mentioned straight away right off the bat, and then slowly move because we've got no good movement speed increase here. So cast your Locust Swarm, spam Haunt, and when you're ready to kill stuff, boom, just like that. Soul Harvest, we just smashed those elites like nothing. Instantly killed them. And it is a bit annoying once you bump into enemies as well, because you just want to try and pass through them. And the good thing is, once you actually cast Soul Harvest, it replenishes your mana as well. So quite handy there, lets you keep moving. Just be careful not to spam Haunt too much, because you will run out of mana rather quickly. Same goes for Locust Swarm. It uses a ridiculous amount of mana, so I wouldn't go spamming Locust Swarm, because you'll find yourself without mana. You won't be able to cast Soul Harvest, you'll be in all sorts of trouble. But if you just time it well, like I'm doing here, just, you know, Cast one Locust Swarm per pack that you're planning to kill. Spam some Haunt. When you're like, you know, halfway through your mana, cast Locust Swarm. You'll kill everything around you in that radius, and you can keep on moving. You'll have all of your mana back again. And just try and focus on elites mostly, and also dense packs. That's my advice for this challenge rift. I wouldn't worry about killing every little enemy that you see. As you can see, sometimes I'll just avoid enemies and just keep moving. Once there's a lot around me, then I'll cast Locust Swarm, spam Haunt, and then boom, Soul Harvest. See yas. Just like that, just like that. Pretty sure there's an elite coming up. I hate this stretch on floor 2. But there is a bit of density, so we do save some time. It is still quite close, but we're going to pull ahead shortly. Once we get further into this challenge rift, our time will just start pulling ahead. Elite here, I hate those protective shields. And the good thing is, as we're casting Haunt or spamming it a little bit, it's also reducing the cooldown of Soul Harvest, so we can just use it that much more. If you're really good and you want to get some sort of awesome time, which I'm not going for here, this is just a guide to complete the challenge rift so you can all get your materials and keep playing your season journeys. But I think it's critical to really get that Soul Harvest timing right. As soon as it's up, you want to be popping it pretty much and just killing enemies moving through really quickly. But for the most part, if you target elites, keep moving like I am, focusing on dense packs, you'll be right. You're going to get this. So we're pulling ahead a little bit on time here. We're going to go into floor 3. Floor 3 we're going to pull ahead even more. There is a lot of density here, which I kill. And there are a few elites as well. Speed Pollen is definitely handy. Finally we get some speed increase. One thing I hate about Diablo 3 or challenge rifts is when players don't have speed increases. I like moving quickly, I hate moving slow. It's just so cringeworthy. But either way, I'm doing these guides so everyone can get their materials. Just avoiding all of these little enemies, going into some density here. Keep on moving. Speed increase is definitely handy for this floor. Should be an elite down here, I believe. There he is. And follow this route as well. I didn't take a whole amount of time to perfect the ultimate awesome route, but I do think that the way that I'm going is the best way to progress through. As you can see, elites are pretty common. And Witch Doctor has always actually been my second favourite class, my second primary class. I was always a Demon Hunter main, and then Witch Doctor became my second main, if you like, or my second primary character. I love the Witch Doctor. I absolutely thrashed the Helltooth set. I really want to... I'll probably play Witch Doctor next season. This season I've been a bit quiet. I've been more about going out and partying and playing Far Cry 5, Assassin's Creed Origins. It's just too much, you know. When you work full-time, crazy 10, 12-hour days, trying to do guides for everyone, you know, editing, recording, uploading, it just takes so much time, and trying to keep up with all the latest games, movies, just like too much stuff. Rift Guardian's pretty easy. Locust Swarm, Haunt, 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 and then just, you pretty much almost instant kill him with his Soul Harvest, and then just spam a bit of Haunt if he's not dead, and that will, boom, kill him. So it's a time of 5:18. Not like the best time, but as you can see, like I've done that quite comfortably. There wasn't really an issue at all. We weren't sort of behind on time ever. When we got to floor 3, we just really pulled ahead quite comfortably. So the most important part you need to remember, cast your pets as soon as you're in. Make sure that you use Locust Swarm sparingly and Definitely when you come across a new pack, spam some Haunt and then bang, time that Soul Harvest perfectly, keeping in mind that the radius is quite small where it projects the damage. So you have to position yourself right in the middle of everywhere and make sure if you're targeting an elite, you're close to the elite so that Soul Harvest actually activates all the damage over time that the elite is afflicted with. If you're still struggling, hit me up in the comments. I definitely will reply and try and help you to the best of my ability. If you want to show your Uncle Creepy Bannock 13 some love, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and more importantly, come back and visit.